Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another special installment of the AniGains podcast. I am your host, Mr. Cam Z Fitness, and to my left is WNBF Pro, Mr. Qais Butt, and to my right we have the UKDFBA 5th place team bodybuilding champion, Noah.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, how the fuck is going on?
You know you pointed the wrong way, so it's going to record my screen. So when you pointed to Noah, you said mine. Pointed to me, you said Noah's name.
WNBF
So
Pro,
just
Qais Butt here. Nice to meet you
yeah,
all,
that's
guys.
it. Yeah, just dyed my hair ginger, and I've become white overnight.
A little race change.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so whoever to the board, how is everybody? What's been going on? It's been a while since we've done another. The fans have been banging on my DMs saying, "Where's my podcast?"
I should say I feel somewhat responsible for that. So sorry, AniGains fans. Put your pitchforks and fire down. I had been incredibly ill over the last 2 weeks. It was like a Tuesday evening. I just started to feel a bit lightheaded. I feel a bit dizzy. And before I knew it, I was sweating through my sheets. I had like pain into the bones. And for a week and a half, I was comatose. Could not move, I think. I dropped about 10 pounds in body weight over the last 2 weeks and was absolutely fucked, to put it bluntly. But yeah, Cam, obviously, me and Cam went down for the opening day at the gym this weekend, and I was throwing up everywhere. So that's not, that can be backed up with evidence over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been pretty fucked, to say the least. Legit first day back training was on the Friday, and then rested Saturday for the gym opening day. Trained on Sunday, then rested today, then back to the usual routine from tomorrow. But thankfully, a little bit better now. What about you boys?
Yeah. So as Mr. Noah mentioned, we've been getting involved. We've been getting our hands sticky, getting our hands dirty with opening the Physique Club, which is Recent Finn's new place in Loughborough. If you are in the surrounding area and or live in England, check it out. It's actually a class gym. Really, really sick atmosphere, really sick vibe. The boys needed some hand. Basically, it was just like a little bit of manual labor. I think there's a couple of photos of me floating around in a high-vis jacket.
Oh, the high-vis on the Friday.
I had many questions when I saw that high-vis, the high-vis and the shades. I was like, is this some kind of cosplay or something, or is he actually doing something?
Okay, so yeah, so that high-vis is actually a piece of band merch from a band called Pint Glass. They're like a big, they're big. There's quite a small, like, niche metal band that combine, like, geezer core, so, like, working on-site jobs, manual labor with heavy metal, and then that's their official merchandise. So I'm a man who likes to travel extremely light. Okay, like, I pack 2 pairs of pants, 2 pairs of socks, and then like a t-shirt, whatever. I can probably borrow one of Reese's. I was in the gym and he was like, "Oh, we need manual labor." So obviously I brought my high vis with me if I'm going to be doing manual labor.
Of course.
Yeah, so yeah, I had to throw out another pair of socks, made room for the high vis. Yeah, so I was pretty much sporting that because if I'm going to be doing any heavy duty work, I want to be seen. The shades were actually Mr. Jack Love Jones. He was at the meetup as well. He was giving out free massages, and I had to let him tinker on me. And then he had these 6 shades, and I was like, "Mate, I'll be fucking taking them." Yeah, so yeah, we absolutely hardcore mogged at the meetup. It was fun. I did get to train briefly with Noah on the Saturday. Noah absolutely willied 5 plates on the pre-core T-bar. Can you ever use that?
Pre-core?
Yeah.
I don't think I have. I think I've used a lot of T-bars, but I don't think I've ever used the pre-core one. What's it like?
Best in the game, mate.
Yeah, that's what they all genuinely say. The best one about, to be fair. So yeah, 5 plates did in fact get wet welded.
Yeah, like
by Cam.
By Noah.
I thought you meant a literal one. Never mind.
Wait, what do you mean?
What are you on about?
I thought someone literally wet willied, because you said you got wet willied. I thought someone literally like.
No, I did that after.
No, I wet willied the T-bar.
Got you. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but we're like, to put it for reference, right? Like, no, go on. Really
No,
good,
it was
really
something
good stuff.
completely separate.
But,
It was for the Sunday.
Random
It was for the
exclamation.
Sunday. Anyway, yeah. Go on. I was just fucking spouting shite, so you can carry on.
this is great stuff. Yeah. So for reference, right? We're still on this topic. I like have a very like shit set of six plates on that pre-core. Like it's literally like fucking like yeeting it into the bottom. Like if you see Noah's set, which you probably could on Instagram, I feature in that video. Noah, no, it was a fucking class set, and it's really cool because like Noah's not had the sort of best. He's not been in a great spot for a little while, but he still like came in, and I feel like it's a big thing with training. Like if you have the sort of like that dog in you, because didn't you like throw up prior to that as well?
Yeah, the last warm up, I went to the toilet and just threw up for about 10 minutes beforehand. Which isn't ideal, not ideal. Uh, yeah, I end up just once you guys left, we had like our own music on. Uh, Mate, I was like going up for I think it was like an 8 plate single arm row for the lats. Mate, I just started bursting out crying. Going into it, I was like, come on, I need to get switched on, I need to get switched on. Before I knew it, I was like bawling out, crying. Done one side of it, and I was just sat there with my head down. And then I was like, fuck it, next side then. So that session was, there was no blood, but there was second tears, right? There was lots of sweat, second tears. There you go. That was the session. And then afterwards, I'd went to that. I don't know if you boys have been. It's called Sandbox in Birmingham. It's like
No, I hate
I've
them.
heard of it. I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's like a VR experience. So we had like signals on our wrists, on our feet, and we had like a headset on. And it was, we're in this like zombie, it was like COD Zombies pretty much. And I had a shotgun and we were shooting around. It was like an hour. So good. So if anyone's in Birmingham, do that. You get a wee dance at the end. So obviously I had to hit a little men's physique shot with the zombie. But that
Would be
whole VR
rude not
thing.
to.
Exactly, mate, exactly. And I did get player of the match. So Finn and Josh, there you go. Know your
Wait,
place.
did you beat Josh?
Yeah, Josh came last. Hold on, I've got the rankings here. Let me check because I'm
That must be
pretty
the
sure.
first time Josh has ever come last at anything.
Me,
Oh,
yeah,
but of course
I
it
legit like
was.
that.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. It was his gun. It was his gun. It was his gun. So, Josh Campbell came last with a score of 16,210. Finn Kelly came second with a score of 16,730. And of course, Noah Campbell came first with 19,470. Nick on the table, plopped on.
That is Clark. Wait, where was actually I was meaning to watch this at the time. Where was Mr. Butcher's wet dream? Did
So
he not
Butcher came down
yeah?
earlier on in the week for something that I don't know if we can
Yes.
talk too much about.
We cannot
Okay.
talk about it as of yet.
No.
All I can say, it's a cool project involving myself, Mr. Butcher's Wet Dream, and Miss Sanaya Kelly. Yeah, that's all I can say for now. It shall be revealed in the next coming weeks, I will say.
Big
Yep.
things coming. Big things coming.
Big things, bro. Big things. Hashtag big
And that
things.
that transitions us nicely into Kez. What's been going on with you, man?
What has been going on? So, I think since the last podcast, yeah, I've become a full-time posing coach. So that's yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, officially a bum, officially unemployed. But yeah, nah, crazy. Like, it's weird because I haven't really had a moment to take it in just because I've been so busy since I have gone full time. I've just had loads on with clients and just lots of things I've had to sort out. I've got my cousin's wedding, so I've just been shopping for clothes for that. And then as well as that, in the next month or so, I'll be moving to Sheffield to be training at the hashtag Mecca. So in the meantime,
Very
I've just
cool.
been going backwards and forwards a few times, having a look at some flats. I think I found one that I like, so I'll probably be moving towards the end of the month. But yeah, as I said, obviously one of the times I did some filming with Sanaya and Matt, and then today I've actually just come back from having a look at Mr. Kyle Shaler, doing some posing, making a few tweaks. He's looking very, very good. So he'll be doing his pro qualifier in Alicante in Spain, so that should be pretty cool.
The
And
Amateur
then,
Olympia.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So it's always a high standard at that show. So that's going to be wicked to see. And then, yeah, I've just trained with Josh Croggan as well, the host of a podcast that we shall not name. So now always good to catch up with Josh. He's like, yeah, I've known him probably longer than I'd say most people in the bodybuilding scene. We started on like the same time, so yeah, really cool. And then I'll be over there a lot more frequently starting next month. So yeah, just loads of exciting things coming up now that I'm full time, and I can just put all my efforts into the posing side of things. And yeah, just lots of actually, I've got a lead seminar this weekend, and then we'll go on to that because I haven't announced the following one yet, but that will be
have you not?
Yeah, in the coming month or so. No, it's not announced. So I'll announce it after I finish the Leeds one, and then I'll announce that for everyone. And then yeah, I've got one in another country that I cannot say yet. This will be in August. Yes,
that's cool.
Hey, that's mega.
Yes, so this is going to be pretty cool.
AniGains
And then I've got another one.
Yeah,
we are finding out.
Yeah,
And then I've got and then I've got a couple more, but these are more affiliated with federations in the UK. So
sick.
This is really
So
cool.
they've asked me to So they've asked me to do their seminar. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So man, so excited for the year ahead. Like just working with like loads of cool people, loads of great athletes. And yeah, it's gonna be bigger and better. Hopefully get some good results with clients. I'll be at like a lot more shows, like pretty much most weekends from like May onwards. So that should be cool. Are you boys going to any shows in the near future?
I'm going to PCA Naturals 1.
Which one? That?
I want to say it's the one in Wolverhampton. It's like the
Yes,
17th.
I will be at that.
Yeah, it's like the 17th or something like that of May.
I'm yeah. So I'm on both of them that weekend.
Yes, and then I'm possibly going to come down to the WMBF first timers in London on like the 7th or something. But again,
I will be there
we'll see
as well.
how things.
Yep, that's in Luton.
We'll see how
That's in
things line up.
Camsens.
Wait, thanks. Kez has officially doxed me on the AniGains podcast. Thanks, bro. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, no, I could be at that one, to be fair. No, I mean, well, fuck it. Now you've mentioned it. Well, if everybody starts turning up at my gaff, yeah, I guess I probably will go.
Yeah. Luton's
I
a very
suppose I'll
small
be
place, so
yeah, mate, it's tiny. I stand out like a fucking sore thumb. Yeah, so, yeah, we'll leave that one there. Yeah, so I'll be I'll be in BF. I think I'm gonna be at the whatever show AJ Morris is doing, like
MBW.
Yeah.
Whatever. That one, and then an actual good one, PCA Universe.
Yeah.
It's be really, really exciting. I know a couple boys getting into
No.
that
Well,
show.
wait a sec. Come. So, are you on about the one AJ's competing in, or the one he's hosting?
I don't actually know. It's the one before PCA Universe. So I think
Be the,
so.
that'll
Right.
be,
Okay.
that'll be the hosting
that's the
one.
That's the one he's competing on. That's the Heart of England UKDFBA, not MBW, and he is competing in that. It's on the same day as Universe.
Okay, this isn't my plans, by the way. Reese told me that he wants me to come to those,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not quite sure how we're gonna. Doesn't the universe span over 2 days? No.
Yeah, it's on one of the days. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll probably miss whatever day is that one, unless Reese really puts his foot down in the M2, and then we make the latter half or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But natty shows go on for ages, so yeah, probably won't see that one. Actually, speaking on that, this is very unrelated. Mr. Jacob Tipper gave me a sleeping aid, and he basically, the only side that he said was it gives you really, really messed up dreams. I had a dream that AJ Morris, in fact, passed away. And it was like, now.
You can't put this on the podcast. This is super dark.
Yeah, we can.
No,
Anyway, speaking of Mr. AJ Morris, my long-standing coach, we have got a big revelation, and this is why AniGains was created in the first place for moments like these.
Funnily, you say that, Cam, it wasn't a dream.
He's not dead. The words "One Piece" came out of his mouth earlier in the week.
A check-in?
No, I saw him in person. I was wearing like a Zorro t-shirt.
Yeah.
And then, I think it was just in a passing conversation. He then said something about One Piece. And then I gave him a few anime recommendations.
Oh, wow.
AJ Morris is becoming a weeb.
So we could
have we seen the art?
Becoming a fellow brother. And we, as I said, the next guest maybe, chatting about AJ, about favorite waifus.
That'll be fantastic.
This
is what his career's been building up.
Absolutely elite content.
Hey, that'd be so funny. So, what anime did you recommend him? Was it your 9x9 or 3x3?
No, I think I just said. I think I said more serious ones. I think I said Death Note, and Attack on Titan.
You're gonna love the first episode, AJ.
Yeah, bro, you'll love it. Bro.
Yeah,
trust me.
Also, straight away, Boruto.
Yes.
Yeah, get neck deep. Can you imagine AJ Morris watching High School DxD? That is the arc that we need. That would save natural bodybuilding.
Yes. Yeah. Black and white on the Stairmaster doing his cardio. Rent a girlfriend on his fucking phone.
Yeah, blue light blockers on. Actually, I reckon he'd take off for that. He's he'd lose out on so much sleep. He needs to find out what happens and rent a girlfriend. Man. Yeah, Kez, try to see if you can get him on. I'll try to see. Should we try to see if we get all our coaches on at the same time? Should we get Reese, Finn?
That would be insane if we did that. I highly doubt that will happen, though.
I reckon I could convince Reese.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure you'll have plenty of things to say about it. I don't think. God knows if I could get Finn on. But AJ, this is your call out. Get on that AniGains podcast. This is.
I know you're a big fan.
Exactly.
Yeah, loves to tune in to me and Kez debate each other. AJ Morris, please follow me back. Anyway, speaking of shows, because we have had such a shitter and have missed last week, we're a little bit behind in the bodybuilding news. However, for all of you not informed, you're about to get like a visceral blast of bodybuilding and unfiltered opinions on what we think about everyone and everything. So, Kez, did you want to? We'll just start with. The thing is, we'd usually chronologically go through the shows that have been, but like legitimately a decent amount has happened. But one thing that needs to be spoken on is Mr. Gerald Alavazo, an actual AniGains fan.
Yes.
Finally getting his IFBB Pro card, which is absolutely sensational.
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen. Give me a second.
Yeah, man. So just for a little bit of like context and background, like a lot of people have, say, like idols within the sport, like Jeremy Buendia, Brandon, like different people who got him into men's physique. For me, like I actually looked up to him before anyone else. Like I didn't even know what men's physique was until I started following him, and I saw his first ever prep, his first natural prep. This like tiny ass fucking kid just beat everybody. And at the time as well, PCA used to do the overall male with the bodybuilders as well. And Gerald beat them all as a natural junior. And that sort of like sparked something within me to be like, right, this was cool. I know I look decent, but Kez is fucked off.
Kez does not care.
Nah, Kez don't give a fuck. No.
I'm the same though. I didn't know much about men's physique, and I remember a few of his reels have obviously went like really, really big because it was before I even really cared about bodybuilding or anything like that. And I remember seeing how one of his reels came up, and I was like, "Oh, mate, he looks sick." And I remember when I think maybe whenever we discussed the Ali Bilal short discussion, we're out in Mr. Ali.
Yeah.
Talking about that, I remember he followed me back, and I had like one of my biggest like fanboy reactions, like, "Oh my fucking god, oh my fucking god, what is going on?" And it was so cool. And obviously, I know that he's like mentioned about the podcast multiple times and actually messaged in response to the pod. So yeah, it's very fucking cool. And like him and his brother's Chester as
Yeah, yeah,
well.
yeah.
Is
Yeah.
he going for his pro card this year? Or is he
Yeah.
I
prepping?
believe so. Yeah, he's got a crazy physique as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the both of them are
I don't know
fucking
what
nuts.
is in the DNA of that family. Like, yeah, yeah, mate. Silly, absolutely silly. But yeah, genuinely, like, so cool. I think it was one of those sort of like full circle moments where you've been following the sport for a while, you've been following certain people within the sport, and now the people that you idolize, you're either like on a first name basis with them, you're seeing them grow, you're growing yourself. And this like small, very like tight knit niche thing that was once like a little bit weird, or like, you were a little bit maybe say ostracized by your mates by, is now mega. I mean, you could even like make the roundabout thing and say the same thing with anime. Like it's the same thing. It's like this small niche thing that only I thought I liked, and then you discover a couple more people. Now it's big ass thing, and like
Yeah,
it pull different people in. I don't know.
As I
It's
s-
it's
it was
just one of these
the
cool
friends we
moments.
made along the way type
Yeah,
beat.
yeah, man. The friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Blessed to have met Gerald, but brother, if you're watching this, I did send him a personal message at the time. I remember I actually started soy facing at my phone, jumping up and down. And yeah, so you know where my heart's at, but genuinely, again, a massive well done to you. Congratulations with everything else you're doing with
Yeah,
Vazo
man.
as well. Really cool to see. Yeah, that happened. What the fuck else happened as well? Like I was like,
PCA Universe, not
That
Universe.
was
PCA
the
the Netherlands.
Ven yeah, the Venlo show just over the
yes,
weekend.
yeah.
Mr. Danny
Share
Howarth,
that.
is that the right way to say his last name? Howarth. Yeah, obviously getting his. We won the overall the 2 weeks before. I don't know if we'd spoken since then, but he's
No,
obviously won
no,
the pro
no.
card.
I think we did.
Did we? Yeah, he won the overall the couple weeks before, and then got his pro card in the Netherlands, which pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
wicked
Really,
physique.
really cool.
Yeah,
Like
man. He's
it's
leveled up
Danny's like
massively since
physique.
the last time he competed. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Like a different level of condition,
yeah, and then obviously
muscularity.
once,
Yeah, this was mega. Like, brother, imagine that big dick swinging moment in which
yeah,
you win your fucking pro card and then you get engaged on the same day.
yeah,
He probably still did his cardio as well, which is insane. Like, big up yourself, Danny. Like, genuinely, like, really, really cool to see. I remember him telling me, because Kez, we saw him. Do you remember in EP Manchester
EP, EP.
pre-work? Yeah, yeah, Sleepy Jungle. Yeah, we saw him there, and he was telling me about his big plans that he had for the year, and really is fucking cool. I think I've mentioned this before on the pod. I fucking hate it when people are just like, well, I'm gonna do it for myself, and we'll see how we do. He was like, no, I want to get a PCA Pro card. I want to win an overall. I want a fucking sword. This is what I want, and this is what I'm gonna go after. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Like, let's get it. Like, he could 100% do it, man. He
Yeah,
already had like a really wicked foundation and structure to him then. Like I could tell he'd improved massively. I was like, yeah, mate, if you bring it, if you don't miss on condition, like, and he fucking didn't. I've not seen. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, I have not seen another classic physique competitor in the PCA with that level of condition. I don't know whether
I
the
agree.
camera.
The only thing I would say is maybe what's his name from Scotland, the 91.
Stephen McDonald.
Yeah,
He was
yeah. But
good.
obviously he
He
doesn't
is
have
good
the
to be fair.
same muscularity as Danny.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I mean, the thing is, spoiler alert for any AniGains listeners who may get their heart broken, but I don't believe Danny's natural. And when you do use like
What?
PEDs, you do get
Really?
yeah. yeah, you do get like a certain like cosmetic sort of like pop and look to you.
Yeah.
Like Danny is incredibly vascular. You know, like you can even like see it like going through his chest, like it's ridiculous. And like as a natural, you can bring like a very, very good level of condition. Like what's his name? I don't know. His name
Jay
escapes me.
Morris.
AJ Morris.
Yes.
Yeah. AJ, please come on the pod. Follow me back. There is like, you know, you can bring a great level of condition, but like combined with like that muscularity and then like the sort of like super droll fullness and striations. Like, I don't know if he peaked with super droll. Either way, bro, the look was absolutely mega. That's the reason why he's pro. I don't know what his future plans are.
So
I messaged.
I'd seen on, I want to say Jack Eagle's story. He was saying like, we've got the PCA Pro card, now it's time to go for the real one. So I don't know if he's either continuing his season to go for an IFBB, or if he's pushing, like going into the off season to work to then be able to get it next season, or what the plan is. But obviously I think that's where the goals are set now.
Yeah.
I think he's of the standard now where he could.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I
Can you hear
definitely
me?
think so. I think,
Yeah, I just.
yeah, I heard you. I heard you. I did anyway. But he could wrap up. It's really it's up to him. Like he kind of set out what he wanted to go get. If he can do another show and it's not like too much of a fucking demand on him. But I can imagine at this point, like, you know, you just got engaged. You've got
Yeah.
your fucking pro card. For me personally, like I after Korea, like there was like some talk about like, oh, you know, fly back from Korea on this day, do the British finals. I was like, fuck that. I don't care. For me personally, I feel like this is why goal setting is important, because you know not when to pull back, but you know when sort of like enough is enough. You know, like some people can continuously get better, but like I mean, I don't know, like we've spoken about how like long preps kind of have their price to pay for things, and I think that's just the reason why goal setting is important, really.
Mm.
Look to achieve what you have, look to perceive what you can improve next time, go get after it. Yeah, man. Like, fair play to him. If we do see him at the universe, that'd be sick. If we do see him at the amateur Olympia, you know, that'd be sick. Either way, Danny, the AniGains podcast are supporting you fully. So yeah, mate, good shit. What else happened? Conor Launder turned up
Yeah.
full
There
as a
was
fucking
the
house. Looked into
Scottish Two Bros, Conor Launder. One, I can't remember what was it. The light heavyweight. What was his division that he got put into?
I think
Isn't it
the
isn't it
heavyweight.
height?
Was it
Or is it
heavyweights?
heavy?
No,
No, it's weight, isn't it? Yeah.
I want to say it was
yeah,
weights.
because he beat the other.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't.
He beat dude with like white hair.
Yeah. Yes, he won his
Yeah,
class and then went into the overalls. Wayne competed that one, didn't he? He came fourth in. Yeah, mate, really good standard of classic in that show as well. Really, really good. Yeah, fucking mental.
jeez.
Mental.
Yeah,
Just a
yeah.
silly look.
What the fuck is? How old is Connor?
20.
He's pretty young, isn't he?
Well, he's juniors.
He's a junior.
Is it?
Yeah.
Juniors, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
So
safe,
Crazy.
23? Fuck me.
safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, average
Nuts.
23 like that. Yeah,
And yeah, if you so
Jeez.
he won his class and then came second in the overall to a guy that trains at my gym, Chris McCann, just won the overall at NABA the week prior or 2 weeks prior, and then won the overall at that show. He looked really, really good. He's fucking massive and a lovely guy as well. But he won the overall for that show. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that we know that was at that show. Obviously, we've got Wayne. We had Wayne. Yeah,
Wayne won the overall. He
did
won like
he?
best posing.
Did he?
Yeah. I think
Fuck,
pro card.
nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Good job,
Did
Wayne.
not know that.
Speaking of Wayne, there's two highlight moments from him. When Wayne got his pro card, he patted it on its head on the stage, and you didn't see when Wayne got called, when the winner got called for his class at Two Bros. Wayne held his hand out to shake the guy's hand, and the guy just didn't see him. And Wayne literally stood there on stage like that, and he folds his arm, and mate, the crowd fucking lose it. Like Two Bros crowds are like emotionless most of the time, but mate, like his expressions is actually sick. Like he's such a cool guy to watch on stage, man. Yeah, so yeah, Wayne, big up yourself, man. Conor Lauder, big up yourself. I'm saying this like, like Conor Lauder's gonna be like, when are they gonna mention me? Yeah.
And then other than that, I suppose we had Kyle as well who competed.
Yeah. I think Kyle came second, didn't he?
Second, yes. So a guy called Lee Fenton won. Really good physique, really, really good. Very bubbly, very round from the front especially. Whereas Kyle was a bit more, let's just say grainy, I would say, and a bit more maybe conditioned. So very close, very, very close. But as I said, it was a wicked battle. And then, yeah, obviously Kyle's now moving on to the Spain show. So yeah, shout out to Kyle. Of course, I know. Kyle actually does watch anime, you know.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does, mate. He's finished Naruto. Like he finished Naruto, and he was asking me for recommendations for anime to watch.
Hell yeah,
you should get Kyle on the pod at some point.
Yeah, man, mate. First IFBB Pro on the pod.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah. Funnily enough, as well. I don't know if I should say this, but Mr. Ryan Terry actually got in contact with Kyle after the show. And then funnily enough, because he was saying, okay, you can do this, this, and this to be better. And funny enough, the posing tweaks that he recommended were exactly what I was telling him to do beforehand in terms of the show. So yeah, that's really cool. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Me and Mr. Olympia think alike with the posing side of things. But
yeah,
as I said, Kyle's got a really good work ethic, really good physique, and he'll go far in the sport for sure. Like people need to realize, like this is like his second season. Like he's only done one season before, in 2023, and like he's at this level already. Yeah, he'll do very well. He'll do very well. Whether he wins a pro card this year or in the future, he'll get it. He'll get there at some point for sure.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah,
I think that that thing of pressure does come about as well, because I think like a lot of people probably saw him come second and be like, wait, what the fuck? And then that Fenton guy that beat him, he got his pro card in Amsterdam, PCA pro card, did the same show as Danny. He turned pro there, so like, and I'd always say, like a good rule of thumb, like if you can get a PCA pro card, you can be an IFBB pro, like you'd stand to reason to be one anyway, so like, I don't know, I look at somebody like Kyle, and it's just, there's a similar thing with Gerald. Like Gerald, I think he did a show, I want to say like 2 years ago, and he came like third in his class, and I remember thinking like, what the fuck, like, and like, I'll be honest, like his physique now, like he's a little bit fuller from the rear, but like to go from like third in your class to like winning an overall at a warm-up show, like a show literally he jumped into to qualify. Sometimes it's just a case of getting in front of the right people at the right time, but that's not vindicative of how good you actually are. Like yourself how good you are. Somebody like Kyle, it's a waiting game. And this where it pays dividends to look like a pro, to act like a pro, but rather than try and just skip all that and just RNG and just like see if you can bullshit your way to something, because chances are if you don't look like a pro, even if you turn pro, you're gonna be fucking terrible, and then you're kind of in a rock and a hard place, man. No such thing as an easy pro card, and there's definitely no such thing as an easy pro win. So yeah, man. Anything else worth mentioning?
In terms of shows,
I think that's it with the shows mainly. Yeah, I think that's mostly it covered. So should we go on to the anime chat now?
Sure. Go ahead then, Kez. Kez was frothing at the mouth to tell us some exciting anime news.
All right. So, big plot twist. This is the biggest plot twist in the history of AniGains. So obviously, it's become a bit of a recurring theme that especially me and Cam like to trash on a certain anime which is quite popular by the name of Solo Leveling. However, in the last 2 weeks, I have actually got back onto Solo Leveling and finished it, and I'm now up to date, and I've finished the second season. What I will say is it's better than what I thought it was initially, a lot of my criticisms of it still stand in that it still is a character that is just going from boss to boss and literally beating every single one. And yeah, this takes OP to a whole new level. Like, this guy goes from becoming like an E rank hunter, which apparently when you're a hunter, you're given a rank and you're not supposed to be able to level up. He gets some mystical power where he can level up, and now he gets to the point where, spoiler alert, he is an S rank hunter now. Well, they haven't really explained why, but my problem still is there's no struggle with this character at all in terms of his battles at all. He just beats every character. The problem as well is the side characters, they're not fleshed out enough as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like there's a main character, you learn a lot about this guy, he's very cool, has a lot of aura, whereas the side characters are just kind of there to facilitate the main character, and they don't get given their own stories, really. Having said that, fights are amazing, the action's amazing, the animation's really, really good. It does have its moments when it focuses more on the relationships between people in terms of Jinwoo and his family, and that's my favorite part about the show, when they actually focus on the relationships between people rather than just boss fight after boss fight and him just winning every single one. So yeah, so as I said, it's definitely worth watching, but it's like still not, for me, it's not peak or anything. But as I said, I enjoyed it, and I'm intrigued to see what happened next in terms of like, what characters are next going to come into the story. There is a lot of mystery behind certain characters and how they're linked to other characters as well. But yeah, it's funny because there's become a bit of a meme with the main character Jinwoo and his knack for aura farming. So basically, spoiler alert once again, there's a scene where there's a bunch of S rank hunters in this island called Jeju Island, which is actually an island off South Korea. Basically, it's basically a rip off of the Chimera Ant arc in Hunter x Hunter, and fully they're hunters as well, where they're an island full of these like monster ants, and then there's like the king. There's actually the king ant, and they're all getting massacred by this king ant. However, Jinwoo is not there because he didn't want to do the mission because he wants to be with his family. Fair enough. However, he has the ability at any time to like teleport his way to that island because he knows everything that's going on, because he has like shadow monsters with like monitoring them all the time. However, he decides to let them get massacred before he actually transports and teleports to the island. And then just to make it look a bit more dramatic for the show, and then he goes to beat the king. So he could have transported that at any point. However, he decided to, and this has become like a meme now on social media, where he decided to aura farm so it looked dramatic, and then he can save the day at the last minute. And then that leads us now to my next topic, and that's like anime tropes. So with you boys, I don't know, like, like the typical anime tropes, especially in like the old shonen ones like Naruto, maybe even One Piece as well.
Yeah.
What would you say your, let's say, least favorite anime trope is? And it could be anything.
Oh, I know mine straight off. I know mine straight away. Because it's one of the things that made me stop actually watching One Piece when I was watching it constantly. It's the nosebleeds. So the whole nosebleed trope, it ruins it.
Yeah.
It ruins it. Obviously, Sanji's a bit of a pervert. Yeah, but see what happened was they were down trying to protect the mermaid princess, right? And legit, canonically, Sanji has a nosebleed so bad he almost dies from looking at the mermaids, and then he's then not able to fight because he's fucking lost so much blood that he can't like move around for a hot minute. So for me, that is one of my least favorite because it was at that point it started like obviously that saga, that arc was like quite stretched out already. But then when you've got him not being able to fight, who's one of my favorite, you go, you're getting a little bubble effect. Who's one of my favorite characters in One Piece, just being like that and making it so much more. It just annoyed me, and it's not as if like it was from a normal fight or anything. Like he's just looked at a mermaid and genuinely got airtime with the blood that's come out of his nose, and then he's out for the count. So for me, it's going to be the nosebleeds, to be fair. But what about you boys?
Oh man, it's a little bit of a hard one. I think my least favorite trope, if anything, it's when the show does a complete 180. It'll introduce a villain, and then just before the villain gets Bobby schmurdered, they just start going into like some backstory on the villain. They now start playing catch up to try and flesh him out.
Yeah,
Like
Demon Slayer.
Yeah. Like it's okay the first time. Like I let every show do it once, but when you keep on doing it, like fucking hell, like it really grinds on you. Really grinds on you. I don't know. There's some shows which show the progression of a villain. Funnily enough, a show that has a master play of villain is My Hero. There is the whole Stain like saga
Yes.
is actually
The
really good.
the
Like
turtle,
peak.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was like a turtle fucking frog thing.
Yeah.
He was cool.
Yeah, mate. And like the way that they fleshed him out as a villain, he didn't stray away from his morals. He didn't have a sad upbringing. One Punch Man does it very well as well with Garo. Like these are like that is how you make a good villain. You do not introduce somebody as a prick and then you make them feel bad for them. You know, with like an entire filler, you take it away from the fight. Mate, it's just it kills momentum. I like already knowing what's at stake and the conflict between the two as it's ongoing. Death Note is a perfect example of how you do that as well. Like, I don't know, it's been done correctly so many times that when I see that trope, I think it's just it's so lazy, man. It's just like, ugh, all right, okay, we're gonna pause the fight because the guy had something, he was not refunded his V-Bucks 3 years ago. Oh shit, fuck, oh no, I'm so upset now. Oh, I feel so conflicted. It's like, no, I have to sit. I'm on the Stairmaster. I'm trying to like get to the bar. I'm trying to feel something already. Yeah, and that's fundamentally like one of the reasons I don't like solo leveling. I mean, they don't even do that. It's just like big bad appears and defeats big bad. Cool. Like he didn't even try and like create anything. You just threw lights and flashing animations at it, and you know there was nothing. There was never anything at stake. Flesh out your characters. That's I don't know. That's mine.
That's fair enough.
Cool. Right.
What about you
Okay.
guys?
So my least favorite is the power of friendship. Just generally speaking.
Fuck, man.
What I mean by that is there is dire scenario in an anime where the lead character or a character close to the lead character is about to die at the hands of like the main villain or whoever.
Yeah.
And somehow some character gets some crazy undescribed level up that completely defy the rules of what the anime has set with the power system, all because of the power of friendship. That remember their best friend or their mom or some spirit of their father like just comes and says you have the power, and then they suddenly just completely transform who they are and their power. And it happens so much, and it's
mate.
for me it's just such a
Although
weak way of telling a story. And then
Todo, I fucking love him. And see when he's landed black
but the thing
flashes for Yuji. I know it's a little bit different, but that's the one case I've got to say it's fucking cool.
Yeah, I'll
yeah,
back
the
that,
the
actually.
thing is with Todo and Yuji, it's very on the nose, and it's almost like satirical in a way, the way they do it. So I can kind of get behind that, and it's kind of making fun of it a little bit, if you know what I mean. So I'm with that. That's fine. But it's just when they do it over and over and over again in an anime. This is one of my gripes with Naruto. Actually, they do that way too much in Naruto.
Yeah.
Where characters it just completely defies any. I get it's an anime and it's supposed to be some kind of mystical powers and everything, but it just completely defies the logic of the show. So that is one for me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to share my screen and go through a website that's gone the top 5. They've listed their top 5 worst anime tropes, and we'll see what we think about them. Okay, so
if you were into anime before this, you'd have fucking hate it by the end.
Yeah. Can you see now?
Transformations.
I quite like transformations.
So transformations. I agree. I think when they're done sparingly, I think they're good. But when they're done too much, I think it can get a bit, okay, like when are they going to stop transforming? When they do too many different like levels of transformations. So I think if they do it not too much, it can be okay. Okay, next one. Orphan protagonist.
I'm not.
Mate, that's... I don't see a kid with like no parents. I think
that's
fucking,
a fucking
here we
trope.
go again. You twat. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it is done quite a lot though. If you look at any anime, it is done like a crazy amount.
It's not an inherently bad thing. I wouldn't say that that's something that
if you're talking about having
throws me
like
up.
characters, sometimes like if you look at some of them, obviously it's going to give them a bit more fleshed out. It's going to give them a bit more like backstory. You may evoke more emotion whenever you're watching them because of that. But I never end up going like, "Fuck's sake!" Like he's an orphan. This shite again, you know?
Yeah.
I think my main thing is there needs to be more to the character than that. If that's their whole character in that, or they lost the parents, and that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah, sure. But I would just say that's just tragic backstories in general.
There we go. We've got mine. The power of friendship in number 3. So I think we all agree with that.
Get the fuck out of here.
Is Soul Eater
Number 2, the merciful hero,
wasn't it? Above. Is that
I think so.
Is that Soul Eater? I really like that animation style. I might watch that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'll pick animes that I want to watch based off of the design of that kind of art style. Like that,
the art style,
cool. It looks quite like Gorillas.
Yeah.
Do you know? It looks quite similar to Gorillas.
Yeah. It does look like Gorillas. Yeah, it does.
That little fucker in the bottom left. You know?
Yeah.
This guy, yeah. And that guy as well to an extent. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Okay, number 2, the merciful hero. Yeah. The merciful hero. So this is like basically when someone's about to win a fight, but then they see, it's almost like what you said, like a tragic backstory, Cam. You know, when they have a tragic backstory and then they feel sorry for them, and then they let them live, even though they've done probably terrible. Yeah, definitely. So I agree with that one. Even though it's like probably a terrible choice, and realistically, if they were a villain, they'd probably kill a lot more people if they did leave them alive. So, yeah. Okay, so number 1, what do we think it is?
Fan service.
Yes,
fan service.
Massive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Literally the exact. It's the exact scene. Fucking hell.
No, it was absolutely bang on.
Yeah, no, that's probably definitively the worst. It's one of those where I don't know about you boys, man, but like when I was watching anime as a kid, it'd always be when my fucking mum wants to tell me that dinner's ready. Gone, swing open the door.
Yeah.
Well, fucking boobs out, and then every time, like, what are you watching? I'm like, I don't know. Anime about fighting, and this is I don't know why. I don't know why it's so common. So common. Like, I think One Piece, to be fair to it, was like one of the first to make it mainstream because of how big it is.
Yeah.
But it's still about to this day, man. Like,
I think Demon Slayer have done it.
Yeah. It's definitely because of the culture over in Japan, how they do lean into that side of things, like with them. What's the word? There's an anime that literally talks about it. It's called Welcome to the NHK, and it's about like incel culture in Japan and how they like lean into like idols and stuff like that, and they will stay in their house. They won't go outside. They'll have like stockpiles of fucking ramen that have been emptied out, and like they lean into that style, that side of things. And I think it is just because they don't know how to speak to people. They do it end up going, oh, her from that show, she's like my ideal portrayal of a woman. And then they're like, oh, we can make a quick buck off this. Let's give her double D's and thick thighs. And all of a sudden, all these blow up pillows and everything like that have just been are selling out. So I think that's probably it, to be fair.
It makes everybody that likes anime look fucking weird because every anime does it. Whoa. I'm yet to see a big booby hentai girl in Vinland Saga, but
No, I think the most ones with a bit more serious of a tone, I think they don't do it as much. I say Attack on Titan, it hasn't done that specifically. I don't know if you remember a scene. It's not really a spoiler because it doesn't give away anything at all. Where Reiner gets injured and then Krista, remember Krista, the blonde girl?
Yeah.
Cam?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's about to fix him up, so she like rips a bit of a like pants off just to like wrap it around him as a bandage, and then he does that, the anime gasp like that, creepy anime gasp, and then she says something, and then he has like an internal monologue in his head saying like "gotta marry her" or something like that.
I think
so that's as like
fine.
close to that as it didn't get that bad.
Yeah. It's like imagine if there was like a fucking beach episode of fucking Attack on Titan.
They
like,
go over
brother,
the walls and there's
actually there was. Yeah, spoiler alert. There is a beach episode. Yeah, there is, but it's actually the way that they do it is fucking genius.
Yeah,
it's fucking genius. No, how far are you through that one?
I've still not.
Yeah, that's the next topic.
So even though I was ill as fuck, I didn't actually watch a single episode of anything. But I ended up finding
that's the best time to be doing it.
I know, but the thing is, I was like, I don't have the brain comprehension to try and because I couldn't be arsed reading it, but I was like, I can't be arsed trying to translate it, and I refused to listen to it in dub. So I was like, just not gonna do it. So I ended up picking up one of my old obsessions again, and I just started watching a fuckload of Jeff Hardy, WWE 2008, 2009. And I ended up buying
what was his move? Was it a Swanton Bomb?
Swanton Bomb.
Yeah.
I ended up buying a piece of signed artwork from Jeff Hardy, and it came yesterday with the certificate of authenticity. So I'll be putting that in a frame somewhere. But yeah, I watched a bit of WWE, and then apart from that, I just died. That was it. There was no anime, unfortunately. I'm kind of annoyed looking back. Like, I could have just stuck something on and been like, fuck
yeah, watching fucking zombie mode, man. That's basically like how I did a lot of my hardcore watching back in the day. My physical health was just in the fucking toilet, and like you just sit there and you just get through an entire season in a day.
Yeah, but you were studying for the AniGains podcast, mate, so it was worth it.
No, I knew. My mum was like, "Oh, this will never come in handy." I'm like, "Listen, when the AniGains podcast, when I find a small niche in the bodybuilding circle, right, finally going to the gym and watching anime will pay off." So fuck you, mum, if you're listening. I'm joking.
Whoa. HMRC Crunchyroll is is an expense. It is a business expense.
Yeah.
Okay? That $5.99, we're sorting that out.
Yeah, it's just gone. Fuck it up. Right then, boys.
Yeah. Before we end up, have you boys seen The Last of Us?
The second season.
I've not watched the new season.
It's not an anime, but yeah.
I never watched it, but I played the games, but I never ended up watching it because I wasn't. I'll be real. I wasn't a massive fan of the casting, so I decided I'm not gonna watch it. But I played the games. The games are fucking class. Have you watched it?
Yeah. I
watched first season.
Yeah, I'm up to date. I think Pedro Pascal's a great casting choice. I think he's fantastic.
Yeah,
he's a really good actor.
I'm like, yeah,
Ellie. You're on about Ellie, aren't you? Yeah. I think that was a bit. I mean, she's a good actress. I just don't think she looks anything like the character.
Doesn't fit the bill.
That's the main thing. Yeah, and there's funny because like between season 1 and 2, there's like a 4-year time skip, and she still looks like a teenage girl, even though she's supposed to be like 20 years old by season 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, I won't spoil anything, but yeah, it's a very, very good show.
Yeah. I've been I don't know. I've been like meaning to get into the second season of that. There is a new anime coming out. I wish I could pause the podcast episode so I could try and find it. Send it into the AniGains chat. Is it? Kev, there's no way we can pause this, is there? Because this is going to make some fucking terrible air.
Just type in new anime.
I can fill the void if you want, whilst you look something up.
Yeah,
fill the void.
Because
ramble on.
One Piece has returned after a 6-month hiatus. We didn't even cover it. Obviously, there was a big 6 month gap with the writers and everything like that, and now it's back in Egghead Island where Qais dropped in, and obviously it's peak. It is peak. I don't know. I don't. To be fair, I think everyone that would start One Piece is waiting for the One Piece that Netflix are making. It'll be who's the? It's like or at least it's coming out on Netflix. It's the same animation team that done Demon Slayer. I want to say, or
No,
Studio
no.
Bones?
What are your thoughts
Fuck.
on the One Piece new animation? I hate it.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I thought it looked cool.
I
I
feel
hate
like
it.
I think you
I
don't like it
love
because it's new.
no, it's not
no,
even
but I
that.
just hate I hate the art style. I absolutely love the original. Like there was
Mhm.
much more like soul and like I feel like you know what I mean? There's much more like feeling that I get and warmth from the animation in terms of
Yeah, but
they paid more
Is that
attention
just
to
where
like the
you're at
actual
in the
drawing.
story though? Like because you've
Yeah,
not
yeah. I
been able
mean,
to like
no,
follow
but
the characters far enough though.
even I can immediately tell if I'm going to be drawn to an anime from the art style.
Yeah,
Immediately
no,
with
that's
One
the
Piece,
same.
I absolutely love the art straight away. Whereas like the new, it's really weird and clunky, and it just I just don't think it looks good at all. The new one.
I don't like this style for Egghead. Like they're kind of changing the art style at each arc. I'm not a massive fan of it. I really like older 2000 art style.
Yeah,
So, like Samurai Champloo, that kind of like somewhat rough around the edges. The best example that I can say is like Beck. Like, it's not stupidly saturated. It's like, it's just like, it's a lot less, if that makes sense. And I feel like because it's a lot more simple, I enjoy it. Every now and don't get me wrong, I love whenever there's like, say for example, an impact frame and it goes into like the manga or it like slows down and there's impact frames inside that tell something that Vincent, whatever his last name is, it does for One Piece really, really well. But for me, the new art style, I don't like it at all. I feel like with Egghead, it's such like a colourful arc. I feel like if it had the art style of like Alabaster or maybe even like Water, I think what if it had the art style of Water 7 or Marineford, it would be like undoubtedly unreal. But I think that with Gear 5 and Luffy's being a lot more like silly and mental, doing whatever he wants, I feel like the more cartoon look, it makes more sense for the story. But for me, from a visual aspect, I would rather it was like older One Piece, if that makes sense. But I can understand why they chose that.
I might have a slightly different opinion. Kez, did you ever see an anime called No Game, No Life?
I know what it is, but I haven't seen it.
You know that art style where it's like stupidly colourful, stupidly poppy? Like, for
I
me,
think no,
that's like,
I think that's good. No, I actually think
it's
that's good.
insane.
That one.
Yeah.
But I just don't think One Piece is like that in terms of the way the characters are drawn. It's not the same as No Game No Life.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
No
I can
game,
see
no
that.
game, no life is it's very cool and unique, and the way like the
Yeah.
colors like come from the characters, and it's quite vibrant and everything, and it's very unique art style, and I actually do quite like that.
I would say
And it
that's
can
my
work. Like,
preferred art style. Like, I
okay,
like the
yeah,
older art
fair
style,
enough.
cool. Like, I can appreciate like an older anime, but like realistically, which version of Hunter x Hunter are you going to sit down to watch? The one from the 90s or the remastered one? Like,
I actually, yeah, no, obviously, I'll watch the new one because it's a better anime. There are some scenes from the original '90s one. It's so cool, the art style. So it's the scene where what is it? Killua's dad, Silver. Is it Silver? Yeah,
yeah.
Silver and his granddad are going to fight Crollo, and they're like walking across and they're having the fight, and it's just I love the drawings and the way it's animated in that. Obviously the actual show itself isn't as good as the newer one, but I don't know, something it's like it's almost like that nostalgic vintage feel,
Yeah.
and it just
This
gives
is
you
what I
like
mean.
that feeling when you're watching it.
Yeah.
Like for example, Cowboy Bebop is a prime example of this. Like as a show, like it's probably not my favorite in terms of what actually happens in it, but the art style's so cool that it just draws me to it, like just
Have you
because of
watched
the art
Shampoo
style.
yet?
I will watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
Get on it, man.
Yeah.
Get on it. And
Yeah.
I finally, the thing loaded up. So, there is a new anime dropping very, very soon called fucking hell, I'm butchering this pronunciation. I'm the worst with Japanese pronunciations out of all of us. Gachi Akuta.
How'd you spell it?
I've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it here. Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
It actually looks good. The premise looks good.
Yeah, it looks pretty fucking dark. It basically, the caption of the Instagram post I'm reading basically says, Abyss, where monsters roam and cleaners hunt. It's animated by Studio Bones, which is the best animation studio in the game. And when that drops, it'll be a bit of AniGains homework for all of us to
I
jump
was
on
going
that.
to say, I think this is the one that we all watch together.
And Jujutsu Kaisen season 4 when that drops.
Yeah, obviously. That goes without saying.
Yeah, mate. Kez, I can't believe. Sorry, no, I can't believe that didn't make you 9x. Oh,
What?
sorry, you're 3x3. Oh, you're 3x3. You didn't have Jujutsu Kaisen in there.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where did it place?
Hold on. I swear I put it in.
I have it on our Instagram.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't remember you have.
I'm pretty sure I did.
If you didn't, that's crazy work.
If
I'm
didn't,
dead wrong about this,
if I didn't and I put in Tokyo Ghoul, then yeah, cool, flame me. But I'm pretty sure I put it in. AniGains
I don't
rank.
remember us because you're 3x3.
No, you don't. You don't.
You
He's right.
fucking.
You have Demon
Right.
Slayer. You have Demon Slayer in there.
Joe, fuck yous. Look, it's right there.
Oh, no, you do. No, you're right. You're right. Sorry, I missed it. Yeah.
He does.
Sorry.
Okay, he does. It does.
Sorry.
That's our fault. That's our fault.
Sixth.
So I was like, for real, like that's fucking crazy work.
Neither of you two have it in.
It's not in my top 9.
It's a great show, but
I'd say maybe top 20, maybe for me.
Yeah, probably top 15. You could debatably switch in and out between top 10. Season 2 of that is fucking fantastic. Like, it's really, really big.
What was your...
But yeah.
Your 9 was Chainsaw Man, wasn't it? Chainsaw Man.
That
Attack
was
on
a
Titan.
horrible,
and then
horrible
Mob.
take.
Bro has Naruto in his, man.
Yeah.
Keep it quiet, man.
It's better than... It is a better show than Chainsaw Man, objectively speaking.
But
where's
you've
Blue
not read
Lock
the
and all
manga.
this? Where's Blue Lock?
Blue Lock is probably...
Yeah.
Top,
mate.
Top 100.
Noah, you got...
Yeah.
Noah, you got flamed for yours, didn't you? When it came out.
Listen, I could say the most accurate statement ever about any anime and I'll get fucking smoked. So you have to bite it. Listen, although Jermaine gonna have to give Noah the dub in his picks, Jermaine Sully. Thank you, sir.
I actually saw Jermaine today in Ultraflex.
Yeah?
Did you?
Yeah. He actually recently went to Japan as well. He went to a few places.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
I was saying one day we need to have like a big AniGains community trip to Japan.
Christ, that would smell.
I'm literally I was like, that plane is fucking honking. Jesus Christ. Like, they're not a fan of tourists, are they, Noah? Oh, Al cares actually. They don't really take kindly to us.
Yeah, a lot of them don't. I say some of them, but yeah, some like don't speak that good English normally, is what I've seen. They're friendly enough.
They're also 16 hours away from the UK. Like, they don't have much of a need. Like, none of us speak. I say none of us. Like, not much of the country speaks Japanese. So like, you know. But I thought they were pretty fucking good.
To be fair, pretty much everybody in Korea spoke English. I'm not gonna lie, especially in Seoul.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they fucking loved us. I don't know whether that's because like we were just like dumb foreigners and we'd walk in, we wouldn't know how to convert currency. We're like 100,000 for a bowl of cereal. Sure,
bargain.
Fuck it, why not? Yes.
Korea are a lot more extroverted, to be fair.
Yeah, they are like really, really extrovert. And if anything, extroverted Is that word? I don't know. Yeah, that's encouraged. Yeah, sick. And that is actually encouraged when you go out there. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, in Japan, do they have, say, like, set, not like uniforms, but like clothes that you wear in the gym?
Everyone looks the same. Like it'll just be like not like an oversized top, but like in my gym, it was like a basic like you know just like a basic fit top, like just like a normal like thin t-shirt, like a normal thin t-shirt, some normal shorts. Like it wasn't like I don't know, like if you go outside, for example, like everyone wore pretty similar stuff. It was like the guys would have like long sleeved sweatshirts with like an underlayer top or like a shirt and a tie. All the businessmen looked the exact same, like with their exact same suit. And I don't know, like every now and then you'd see someone that was looked very different, and you're like, oh fuck, they look really cool. Because if you go into like Shinjuku, there's so much cool fashion, like in like the bigger
Yeah.
hotspots, and they like
Yeah. I
you
think
can
that
clearly see the difference there.
yeah, I think that if you go to like Harajuku, for example, in near Shibuya, like this, obviously that's the fashion center, I suppose.
Yeah.
And there's some crazy fits there, I would say, with the the fashion sense generally is really, really good there, I would say, from what I
Yeah.
see. And then when you go like, obviously in the gym, where I was in like Lift Gym, which is more of a bodybuilding gym, that one. So I remember, I mean, people wearing similar things that they do here, maybe. It was just standard gym gear.
What, gosh.
And then there were a few, I mean, the Lift clothes themselves, they're actually really cool. So the
Yeah.
Lift do their own like clothing brand, and they're really, really cool. Like I actually bought some stuff from them. Really cool. So like they've got like the flare type joggers, which are really cool. And then yeah, and there were a few like but like you know Junpei, the men's physique guy, Japanese men's physique pro.
Yeah.
He was training there. And he's got pretty good fashion sense as well. I saw him like every day walking about in Harajuku. So
They do, they do.
So yeah, I said I'll no go for it.
Hey, what a place to get your steps in, man. Fucking Harajuku. That's awesome. Yeah. I
You
mean,
need
none
to
of them are
mate,
wearing anime.
mate. We need like a like a session with like some like drip photos in Harajuku. So they have like special locations there
Yeah.
where it's like a cool background, and these models are just doing like drip photos. And yeah, we need to go. We need to get our
I don't think we can
AniGains,
hang with them, bro. Like, I'm
No,
not
we
gonna
can't.
lie,
We
man.
can't, but we
Like,
can try.
yeah. Yeah, we give it a go. But I'm gonna be like post show, hormonally depleted.
Mm.
Everything's gonna fit me like basically like I'm gonna look like I'm wearing my dad's clothing
Yeah,
because
everything's going to be a
I'm
dress
gonna
next year.
lose all my muscle, like just get fat immediately. Mate, the post show look is fucking brutal. I don't know about you boys, man. Fuck me. Anytime I get done with the show, I actually just want to retreat from society. It's awful. Every time.
Yeah, it's one of them. It just depends on the person, I suppose. And some people like blow up, I suppose, as soon as they have a little bit of extra food.
Yeah.
And then some
Especially in
people
that
can just
depleted state.
maintain. Yeah, some people could just maintain that look and just like still look shredded, but then just look full and bursting. And I wish I was one of those people.
But you do for like the first day, and then like
Yeah, for like
your
one day
digestion
after
just doesn't
one.
play ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. You end up just like not defecating for like 4 days, and then after you do that, physique's ruined. Like, it's awful. But the next morning pump that you get because you decide to
Yeah.
train upper 1 day post show, you know, because you fucking binged the night before. So you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a sick pump. Yeah. Yeah, that's always a sick look. And then after that, just fucking spirals. But yeah, well, I'll be covering head to toe. I'm probably going to wear like my hazmat suit just so nobody can kind of like tell what I am, who I am. Is that guy a pro? I don't know. He's in a fucking hazmat. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm also going to be ending this episode. So, AniGains viewers, if you did enjoy, make sure you leave us a like, a comment. Make sure you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Quite a lot of you watch, but you don't subscribe. So put your fucking thumb at your ass Go over to our
Check it out.
YouTube and yeah, fucking click subscribe. What are you actually doing? Share it around with your friends, whatever. If you share it on your story, I'll send you a funny photo. And the photos are always class. I actually do put a fair amount of effort into them. Boys, anything else? Links in the description for everything?
Yeah. All the links are in the bio. So yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Noah?
Yep, Noah10 if you want some supplements, but everything is found on my Instagram. There you go. Noah at Natural Physique. Go for it. There you go.
Yeah, man. You check out our fucking Instagrams and shit and follow us. Yeah, right. Okay, that's it. That's the end. Goodbye. Bye. Bye-bye.